Welcome back, landlubbers, to League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys, finishing up, a little bit of power rankings action for Week 3 in the LCK, or Korean League of Legends, where, again, we've got some changes. We've had a lot of changes, a lot more so than we saw in spring, where it was Griffin is number one over and over and over. There's a lot more action.
Hey, and the tough part is it's a lot more exciting for me because of all these changes, a lot of things going on here. But I'll tell you what, as a bit of an SKT fanboy, I am not enjoying the start to this summer split whatsoever.
Yeah, we have them number one this week, man. They're number one on our LCK power ranking. Except they were oh so close to number 1-0, aka 10. But luckily for SKT, Gen.G still holds that spot. I swear, all Gen.G needed to do was win a game against Hanwha, and you had an argument to put them ahead of SKT, but they, of course, didn't show up at all, got destroyed. So there's no real reason you could put them ahead.
Even getting one win in a series type of thing, I think that might be even too much to expect. Even just getting a Baron or an Elder Dragon, that might be enough to show that you have better objective control right now than what we have seen from SKT. Yes, Gen.G holding it down at 0-6 in the number 10 spot, but the real story absolutely is the number 9 spot, SKT, dropping down only one because, hey, they already were bad enough at number 8 last week, but dropping them down to number 9 seems even crazy. And again, we're so close to being number 10 in these power rankings. This needs to turn around for this squad. It's not kind of that, chaos, panic type of emergency situation, because you do have faith in a lot of these players, in the organization to still turn around. There is still some time. But man, we are getting really close to that panic button time here. And again, this is one of those things where, hey, given the way things went in spring, given the progression, given the performance, and given the back half of MSI, SKT should be giving better performances here, absolutely. And for the most part, 99% of the time, that is not the SKT that is showing up on match day.
Well, you're right. I do have a lot of faith in Gory, Effort, Haru, and Crazy potentially coming into that lineup.
Well, if Crazy gets into the lineup here, that's what we're talking about. Team making a bunch of these substitutions sometimes, and hey, some of them I will flat out say do not agree with subbing out Faker in that last series against Griffin. That is not his problem. It's the Khan problem, that top side, playing disrespectful, overextending. This is something where, hey, subbing a player out doesn't mean that, hey, you're never going to be our top laner again. This is Korea, man. You got to know that, hey, sometimes taking a player out, letting them see a match, seeing a series from a different perspective here can help them out. And I think that, hey, in that series against Griffin, it was certainly Khan who needed that more than, say, Faker in the mid lane.
And, I mean, maybe we're seeing Crazy in Week 4. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. But they just refuse to adapt to this new meta. There's too many issues to go in about for SKT. Hanwha had the pleasure of getting Gen.G on the docket, which is why they moved up a spot, basically. KT, they weren't great. They lost again. They're just staying put at 7 because they haven't looked as bad as Hanwha, SKT, or Gen.G. Afrika, a big drop this week. I was hyped for this team, and then they come up with a very disappointing 0-2 weekend.
Yeah, this was not the week that you wanted to be seeing from Afrika. Kind of showing us this revival, in a sense, of some of these teams that had really struggled in spring split. But they certainly did die a lot this past week. These are the performances coming into it. You had been seeing Yukao play a lot better. You had been seeing the bottom side dish out a ton of damage. And of course, Keen doing his best job carrying in the top side. None of those things really showed up this week. It was certainly the big ol' zero goose egg from the folks at Afrika Freaks this week.
The biggest goose egg came in that series against Gen.G, where Gen.G completely pumped them, and that's why Gen.G's in the top 5 for these power rankings. And Gen.G, what a series, what a season bounce back for them so far. 4-2. They've looked like they're in the gauntlet already.
I mean, and again, this is one of those situations where, hey, I'll say it was absolutely wrong. Got to give my props here to Kingzone in the mid lane, certainly providing a
big upgrade.
Big difference maker here for this Gen.G squad. I didn't think that we would be seeing this type of impact or performance given his role in the Challenger series and what we had been seeing from him recently, more or less. Certainly not that what we're seeing here with Gen.G. We are seeing a revitalized performance here from Kingzone, being aggressive enough, being respectful enough, all at the right times. This is what you want to be watching at the professional level of League of Legends, dishing it out for the Gen.G fans and helping them, again, try to push together and put together a much better summer than spring.
And this series wasn't even about Ruler popping off and carrying both games. Cuvee and Peanut were all of a sudden on the same page and had synergy. And yeah, Kingzone was great. Life has actually been solid as well. Everyone around Ruler stepped up this weekend. I'm excited to see Gen.G actually perform well, and who knows, maybe we will get to see them equip that patented gauntlet buff. But they're in at number 5. Kingzone moves down a spot to number 4 this week. They went 1-1. Not the most, again, confidence instilling week for them, but based on what they've done in previous weeks, they're still warranting a top 4 spot. A couple of big climbs here. Damwon goes into the top 3, definitely deservedly so. 4 series wins in a row for them. And we've talked about it before, Nuggery and Showmaker finally showcasing, not finally, they've shown it before, but they look like some of the best solo laners of the league.
Oh man, it is some of the best League of Legends that you can watch, on an individual level here. That's what you want to be doing when you're watching Damwon Gaming and how they're able to perform here. Again, the way that they're doing, the way that they're playing, the skill shots that they're hitting, the outplays that they're making, the way they're moving around the map. I've loved everything that I have seen from Damwon this past week. Really has been a masterclass.
This 2v5, man.
What do you do? Oh. Like, this is one of those ones where like everyone on the team is like, yo, Aatrox, you're the big bully, you're the big health guy. Why aren't you doing anything? What do you want me to do? What's he gonna do? How's he gonna land a Q on someone moving around like that? How's that gonna happen? What are you really supposed to do there?
There wasn't really mistakes from Kingzone there. It was just perfect play from Nuggery and Showmaker.
And that's where I think it comes down to having Damwon, a team like Damwon, make this type of climb over Kingzone. Is really like Kingzone, yeah, they were okay. They didn't really do anything to provide you a reason to want to move them up in the rankings or a reason to really move you down. Because again, it was simply all about what Damwon was doing to them and the plays that they were making, certainly earning this bump up in the standings.
That series probably should have been 2-0, by the way. Damwon had a massive lead, went a little too far in Kingzone's base. They ended up forcing a 3rd game, but Damwon definitely the better team in that best of. Griffin has been one of the best teams on the Rift the last couple of weeks. That's why they also climbed 2 spots to number 2. Sandbox has that head-to-head, which is why they still come in that top spot. But I think Sandbox and Griffin, no question, are right at the very top. They're the S-tier teams in Korea right now.
My prediction here for next week right away is going to be that we're going to have Griffin at the very top of the power rankings. I think that they are hungry. I think they can smell it here. And hey, you even had them chasing Faker in the SKT series, and you had Chovy licking his lips and getting to sink into the dinner that was Gory there in the mid lane and pick up a nice performance.
They're still craving that first LCK title, are the Griffin boys. That's it today for League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys. We will see you on the Flippity Flip.